Today afternoon, you are going for a wedding. Your friend is getting married. Your best friend is getting married. So you are going there, to have some fun, drink some, eat free food, dance, just enjoy yourself. So you're on your way there with four of your friends. You are in a car and you are driving to the destination. Then when you get to the traffic light, you stop, like a good citizen, you stop. And then while you are waiting for the lights to turn green, a police officer comes to the car, and is inspecting the car, then kind of bends down, looks at the people inside the car, then he spots you at the back. So he tells you to come out of the car, you know. You're like, okay, what's going wrong? He comes to the side, he opens the door, tells you to get out. And you comply, this is Nigeria. If not, things can go bad really quick. You comply. And then he asks you, what's your name? And you're like, oh, my name is Jerome. And then he says to you, finally, we have caught you. Do you think you can avoid the police for long? Do you think you can kill two people and then run away, thinking that the police will never catch you? And you're like, no, 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 no. I'm Jerome Walabanjo. And they're like, yes, we know who you are. And I'm like, no, 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 it's not me that did it. I'm Jerome Walabanjo. I'm so. I go to school here. I work in this company. I'm not the one you're looking for. And then he calls his colleague. And his colleague comes and looks at you like, yeah, 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 he's the one. You got him. And then you have two options. Are you going to stand there? And of course, they tell your friends to leave. They don't like audience. They tell your friends to leave, and they leave. If not, they get they become accomplice. You know how it goes. So now you have two options. You can spend the whole day there defending yourself, trying to exonerate yourself that you are not the person that they are looking for, or you can just say, "Oh, I'm the person," or you can just say, "Oh, I'm the person." Even though you're not the person, because let's say you don't want trouble, you don't want you don't want to force, you just agree to it even though you know you're not the person. What are you going to do? Chances are you will argue to thy kingdom come, because you know that is not who you are, that you didn't do something like that, you know so this scenario kind of creates something that's quite interesting. There was a story like that of a man in Canada, I believe, who was accused of killing his family. During the interrogation, they asked him so many times, did you kill your family? He said no. But after grilling the man for like 48 hours of interrogation, he finally agreed he killed his family. And he was charged for the crime, only for a few years later for him to come back and say no, he did not kill his family. That he only agreed because the interrogation was grueling to a point that he just had to say yes so the whole thing can end. You know? Okay, now let's look at another scenario. Let's assume that the police come to your door one day and they knock, and you open the door and they grab you, put you in chains, and then you're asking, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? I didn't do anything. And they tell you that they saw your ID at the crime scene where two people were killed. They saw your ID card there. And they believe that you're the one that did it and that they believe that you accidentally dropped your card, that it was God that made you drop your card. You know, what are you going to do in that situation? What are you going to say for you to be exonerated in that situation? You will have to prove that you were not there. You will have to have a solid alibi, because they're not going to hear, oh, I was in my room. No, they are going to look for a solid alibi to say that, no, you were not there when that crime was being committed. You know? So why am I giving you these scenarios? Why I'm giving you this scenario is for you to understand the importance of identity. The importance of identity. You see, identity is something, our identity is something we don't really pay attention to. It's one of those things that will talk in the background. I remember one song by The Who, and the title is Who Are You? You know, the title is Who Are You? And this and that question is very, very important, because with the society we live today, you know, you are not encouraged to discover who you are. Rather, the society is playing a game whereby we group people into categories. Oh, this person is Igbo. So if you say something, let's say I say something like, oh, Nigeria sucks. Nigeria is a terrible country. The first thing they're going to want to know is which tribe is he from? Oh, is Igbo? Oh, that's how Igbo people behave. They don't like their country. They are just they act this kind of way. Or when I say, oh, I'm Yoruba, I say, oh, Yoruba. Oh, some of them behave like that. Yoruba people, they can be behaving like that sometimes. They'll be acting like something is wrong with them. Oh, you're Hausa. Oh, Hausa. This one doesn't know anything. So what am I saying? We live in a society, not only in Nigeria, not only in Africa, but in the world, where they try to eliminate individualism. They want to group people into categories and assume that if you're from this category, this is the way you act. If you're from that category, this is the way you act. You see, and a lot of us buy into these categories. When you are African American, you believe as an African American, you have to be good in basketball, you have to be athletic, you have to know how to give a woman 20 orgasms in one row in a row and stuff like that. Some of us will buy into this identity of this group identity. We want to belong to the group. We want to make sure that we align with everything that group is supposed to be doing. But what gets lost in the process is we lose who we are. That's what gets lost, and it's all Igbo people don't act the same way. All Yoruba people don't act the same way. There are individual differences. You may see an African American who doesn't even like to watch ball. You may see an Igbo person that he is terrible in business. He's just terrible. He is good at teaching, he's good at theory, but he's terrible in business. So identity is very, very important. And a lot of us, have either failed to discover our identity, or we don't even, that thought of who we are doesn't even creep up anywhere in our mind. We don't even think of who we are at all. You know, And then you are worried or you are surprised why you are not achieving certain goals in your life, and you're surprised why you are stuck in certain situations. You know, I remember this movie. The name of the movie is Who Am I by Jackie Chan. And why I like that movie was that he was part of a team of espionage that went to Namibia and around the world to do some dirty jobs, right? But he fell from the plane and he hit his head on the ground, so he lost his memory. So throughout the movie, right, they were trying to. He was looking for. He didn't know who he was. So his whole point in the movie was to discover who he was. And what I find the movie interesting, and why I'm talking about the movie in this, is because throughout the movie, right, people were trying to tell him who he was. You know, some people believed he was a spy. One person believed he worked for the CIA. One person believed he works for the Chinese government. One person believed he worked for the Chinese government. So he was in a situation whereby people were constantly asking him, "Who are you? Who are you?" They're trying to figure out, and he did not know who he was. So he had to keep fighting off the labels people were putting on him. That he was a Chinese spy, he was a US spy, he was a CIA. I remember he's saying there in the movie where he's like, when the man is interrogating, he's like, "Who are you? Who are you? Who do you work for? Do you work for the Chinese, the Japanese, or the Americans? Who are you?" So what am I getting at is a lot of us neglect our identity. We don't even aspire to know about ourselves, because we are so caught up with these public figures that we see. We are so caught up with the musicians, with the politicians, with the actors and actresses. We don't want to be, we don't even want to know who we are. We want to be like somebody else, like that Pink song would say. I don't wanna be myself no more. I wanna be somebody else. That's where a lot of us are. And we are in that kind of culture where you're looking at all these celebrities and all these people in the media, and you are buying into whatever they are selling, that, oh, this person is so great, oh, he has the best life and stuff. What I'm trying to say is that identity is important. And your identity, you should not lose your identity, because some of us are losing our identity without even knowing it. If you lose your wallet, you can know you lost your wallet. If you lose your cell phone, you lose your cell phone. When you go to make a call, you don't find your cell phone, you've lost it. Some of us have lost our identity, or in the process of losing our identity, and we don't even know we have lost it. You know, Imagine losing yourself and you don't even know you have lost yourself. because they are so caught up in trying to be like Whiskey, they are trying to be like Davido, 30 billion gang and all that stuff. You know, listen, your identity is very, very important. Get it with your life and live a life whereby you try as much as possible to discover who you are. Because it is only when you discover who you are that you can make a worthwhile achievement in this world. If you don't know who you are, people are always going to be putting labels on you. Like that Jackie Chan movie I just told you about. People are always going to be putting labels on you. Oh, you are weak. Oh, you are wicked. Oh, you are not handsome. Oh, you are this. They'll be putting a lot of labels on you. So you have to know who you are so you can know what you stand for. If you don't know who you are, you can't know what you can't stand for nothing. If you know who you are, you avoid this trap that they always create. Oh, try and be like Taylor Swift, try and be like Genevieve, try and be like. So that's why this is very important. So, who are you?